Welcome to Project Diehard Mission Monday Update. My name is Sue Roskopf, and I am an ambassador here with Project Diehard. We are here every Monday night at 6:30 p.m. Central to give you all the latest and greatest so that you know what is going on all around with Project Diehard. There's been a lot. If you have not been watching recently, you need to go back and catch up because there has been a lot going on this summer with Project Diehard. And to tell you more about what's going on right now, I'm going to bring in our founder and president, Brian Gibson. Brian, welcome. How are you tonight?
Oh, hanging in there, sister. Well, it's been a busy weekend, a busy last month, and it's even going to get busier. But thank you, everybody that's helping this mission. Thank you, everybody that donates to this mission. Thank you, and God bless to the whole team. Because remember, we wouldn't be here without the team. This is not a me thing, this is a team thing. But we had a little trip impromptu trip this Saturday. Where did we go, right? Well, let me see. There's that button. Window. And boom. This is our praise report. Saturday morning. Thinking about, okay, Lord, where do you want me to go? Well, there was this town hall happening way up in the middle of Illinois. So we attended the Veteran Town Hall with Illinois Department of Veteran Affairs Director Terry Prince. The big takeaway out of that is we learned that more has to be done for our female veterans. That's something we're going to have to look into on programs we're going to bring on the facilities and everything there. But Mr. Prince was updated on the status of File Brush and the need for funding. He put me in contact with Jeff Lewis, the Illinois Department of Veterans Affairs Southern Regional Supervisor. He's now learned about File Brush, and we are working to get him a tour. Illinois Veteran State Commander, Mr. Bridge, we met him at the convention last month, and we got to spend some more time with him, explaining a little bit more about the mission and what we're doing. We were introduced to Larry Miller, the congressional liaison for the American Legion. He was given our mission information packet, and we're setting up a time for us to answer his questions. That's our praise report from this Saturday. We've been talking. SIU is now a resource partner. The United States Veteran Reserve Corps 1st Illinois Battalion is a resource partner. Those are just great blessings. Now let's go to what's coming up. July 3rd is our PDH Fellowship Breakfast. Remember, folks, we do this the first Wednesday of every month. We want to take it nationwide, but hey, we work with the resources we have. From 7 to 9:30, all are welcome to come break bread with heroes. If you're a veteran and you can make it there, we'll give you a breakfast, man. Come, sit down, fellowship, get a cup of coffee. The big one. All your voices, people, your voices did this. July 26th at 1000 hours at 600 Halfway Road in Marion, Illinois, we will be meeting to request funding for File Brush with Illinois Congressman Mike Bost, Illinois Representative Dale Fowler, and Illinois Representative Paul Jacobs. Your guys' voice did this. Mr. Fowler knows of us. He's been to the soft opening. We've moved, and your guys' voice made this meeting with these other two happen all at one place, one time. So this could be a really good beneficial to the mission. But we do have to get some community support behind us. So if you're in the neighborhood, stop by that day. We could use all the encouragement we could get. That leads me to this thing. Dear government, you read it and I'll explain why.
Dear government bureaucrats, are you listening? We will play by the rules, but you gotta stop changing the rules mid-game. So what all happened here?
Oh, you know the meetings I'm in every week, right? We'll help you if you do this, and we'll help you if you do this. So we're working with another group of politicians in another state, not Illinois. Illinois is getting traction. And they put out a list of things we need to get done. And I'm like, okay. And then Friday afternoon, I get this email. We changed the requirements. Okay, why? Is my question. Quit changing the rules. You know, we'll play by them, but you can't change them. From day one, I don't think my stance has changed with the mission, so why would I change? And then let's talk employment, people. Let's talk about employment. All paid positions start as volunteers. And here's the reason why you start as a volunteer. The cost of employing people. You just think you pay them a paycheck. No. You got salaries, health insurance, unemployment insurance, Social Security, workman's comp, and many, many more that the hiring organization is responsible for. So the mission and our facilities have to run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We only take the best for those who we serve. So join the team. Email volunteer@projectdiehard.org. If you want Die Hard paycheck, you got to show us that you're worth it. Because we don't waste our resources on, how do I word this nicely?
We just don't waste our resources. Because it's too valuable.
Yeah, it's too valuable. So, yeah, folks, look. Another thing today, when I had a VA appointment, and I stopped by one of our contacts who works at the Marion VA. And they went, well, you have to be at more events and more this and more that. I'm only one guy.
Yeah, so I'm just thinking, how do we clone you?
Look, I know Sue. If she had the means, and I said, "Hey, you got to attend the Illinois VFW District 15 district meeting next Thursday," you'd be like, "Boom, on it." But she's up all the way up north, folks.
It's actually, I was just mapping to see, okay, that you had the address there, 600 Halfway Road, Marion, Illinois. So I was looking to see just how far is that? 6.5 hours away. Still far. Like, it's Illinois. It might be close.
No. But again, if you're willing to make the trip, hey, come on. I know Hope Stock. That goes into high gear next month. We're gonna start ramping up Hope Stock. I know. What do we got? Fill the can. There's something important about that. What is it?
It's ending. We only have 3 days left.
Yeah, 3 days left. Independence Day is when it ends.
Get those donations in now. Come on. I want to win.
I have no control over that, people. Understand that. I have no control over that. All right. Well, that's about my update. I do have to go handle something else, but I understand we got a special guest sitting in the back who's been helping our mission. And folks, this is something we rolled out. The first Monday of the month, we pick 3 or 4 that have proven themselves worthy, and we bring them on for the first Monday of the month. They get to talk about what they do and why they support us. So please give this great woman your special attention. And with that, Sue, I will let you take it from there.
You got it. Brian, thank you for all you do. I don't think people understand just how much you do. And we wouldn't be where we are. I know teamwork makes the dream work. That's a fact. But you got to have somebody in charge who knows what's going on and is doing the right things. And you are. And we thank you for that.
Well, again, folks, I wouldn't be here without Sue, Kurt, Christy, Doug, and our myriad of volunteers. But we need more.
We always need more. Many hands make light work. So yeah, we volunteer at projectdiehard.org. Send us a note. Let us know what your thoughts are. Let's work it out. Figure out where a good fit is.
All right. Well, bring in our guest, and I'll be gone.
All right. Thanks so much, Brian. And I do have the pleasure of introducing a wonderful lady who I do consider to be a great friend. We've gotten to know each other quite a bit here over the last few years. So Debbie Miller, come on in and say hello to everybody. How are you doing today?
I'm great. It's a beautiful day in Kansas City now that the rain has stopped. I mean, it rained, which is nice, for the fireworks, and we won't burn anybody's house down probably. So but now the sun is shining, so that's always good. So great day here in Kansas City.
Excellent. Well, just remind everybody again who you are, what you do, because I know you got some great things at your fingertips.
Thank you. Yes, I'm Debbie Miller with Prepaid Legal Services Inc., which 2 products we have, Legal Shield and ID Shield. With our Legal Shield, we can connect families and small businesses to our law firms in their area, all over the United States and most of Canada, so that you can be speaking to an attorney about whatever issues you might have. Literally, oh, not today, unless it's an emergency, but you could be signing up with our subscription program and be talking to an attorney tomorrow and getting advice on whatever you needed to know. in case it is actually an emergency, you could actually be pushing, if you had Legal Shield right now, you could be pushing the emergency button and talking to an attorney if someone was considering taking your children from your home, or stopping you along the side of the road, or other emergency issues like that, and an accident that would also qualify. You could be talking to an attorney in less than 3 minutes. And so it is an awesome way to keep yourself and your family protected. With our identity protection, we actually have the same 24-hour service if need be, but you also have somebody watching your back, which is a great thing for all of our veterans. They know all about having somebody watching their six. And a lot of our investigators are probably ex-military, ex some of those scary professions, but they're well versed in how to watch for our information even on the dark web. I know I've heard of people who were stopped for what they thought was going to be like a minor traffic violation, except when the officer got to their door, he informed them there was a warrant out for their arrest in another state. And they're like, and some of them are like, I've never even been to that state. How can that be? And it was simply because somebody was able to get their information, a driver's license with their name, and they put their picture on this other person's information. And then in the process of doing a crime, amazingly, that driver's license got dropped. And now there's a warrant for that person's arrest for a crime that he didn't commit, obviously, because he'd never actually personally been there. So having somebody that can watch your back and protect you from those kind of things, and our investigators will work as long as it takes to get you back to pre-theft status. And just having somebody that's actually willing to work that long and that hard on difficult situations is really almost mind-blowing and priceless. But fortunately, we're able to keep it pretty close to $1 a day for each of those products. So, great way to protect your whole family, not just one person.
That's amazing. And I think about, especially with our military, who knows where you're going to be stationed? It could be someplace close. It could be very far away. How do you how do you protect yourself and take care of these kinds of things when you're not even here and in a position where you can? You're needed somewhere else.
Right. And all of your attention needs to be focused where you're at, instead of, checking your credit score or checking your others, all those other things, daily, hourly, whatever you might need to be. So it's a really great benefit.
So, and I know you've had a lot of stories you've heard of good things that your company has done to protect individuals, protect veterans, protect all of us. And I know I've heard a few of the stories over time, but you want to pick one to share with us? I would love to hear a story of success.
I think I love, especially now with a lot of our families getting ready to send kids off to college. I love that story of a friend who actually had recently left the military and was ready to finish his education and was all signed up for college. And then just before college started, the week before, he got a message that the veterans package would not cover him going to college because of he wasn't a felony, had felony charges on his record. And he was quite shocked because he didn't have any of those kind of things in his background at all. And as he dug into it, because he didn't know what to do, he discovered there was somebody with his name in prison in a totally different state. And though the state the penitentiary, actually, where he was, verified that he was in prison, but they could not or would not inform the college or the military that he was not that person. And so his skeptical relative reminded him that he had that little legal thing. And I love the legal thing. But anyway, so he's like, oh, yeah. And so he called his attorneys and his identity protection people. And between them, over the weekend, it was all taken care of. And Monday morning, he started college. And I mean, I think of the things that I know of the military, and normally things take a little longer than a weekend, a couple of days. And weekends are not typically something that those kind of offices are up and open to deal with things. So to me, that is just an amazing story of total success, as you mentioned. So
Yeah, oh, I love that. And I know that kind of hits kind of close to home here with where we are with Project Die Hard. We just got this partnership uh, that Southern Illinois University is officially a resource partner for Project Die Hard. And there's going to be a lot, I'm hoping, a lot more connections made, and another way where we can serve our vets and be able to connect them with the resources with the education component, and that this is something that somebody actually dealt with. Is again kind of blows my mind, because yeah, SIU is going to be overseeing all of our education programming that we have. And do you know, I'm not sure if you know this, actually at FOB Rush, at our Forward Operating Base Rush in Makanda, Illinois, there's a room there actually where we have set up big screen, and there's a way to have projection come in, all through internet. There's a lot of courses being taught online. There's the ability to actually have that taking place there, and our vets can come and take classes there. They can actually hold classes there, potentially hold meetings there. There is a space for that right at FOB Rush. So there's this nice meeting room. There's a kitchen that's all fully up and functional. There's a lot actually ready to go at that facility. And at this point, what we're working on is getting the sleeping quarters actually taken care of. So a good chunk of the building is ready to go. The other side still needs work, and that is a place where we are looking for resources, both the hands-on talent to come in and whether it's knocking down a wall or doing some plumbing or whatever pieces are going to be the next piece. We definitely are looking for that, and to get that side up and going, because in the long run here, the plan is for it to be a place where veterans can come and stay, whether it's a day, a week, a month, up to a year, and can actually have a place where they can, get their feet back under them and get headed in the right direction. And part of that could be the educational programming. And there's so many good things that are coming around really soon. It's
awesome.
just all a matter of time.
Right. It all takes, I know, I'm sure Brian has worked quite a while to get these pieces all put together, and that's amazing.
Yeah, so I'm glad we can be here on Monday nights like this to be able to share out what's going on there, and to share resources like you, and because we all have different pieces that we're an expert in, and we have background in, we have knowledge to share, and that's where with what you have, it really is something that applies to all of us. We all need someone that we can call when stuff happens. I know you had shared a story too about somebody who, a woman who was going in to get a car repair done. You want to share that story?
Sure. Yeah, a wife of a deployed soldier, her car air conditioner had quit. Now, she lived in the South on a base where that was even a more serious problem than here in Kansas City or in Illinois and Wisconsin. But this was a serious issue for her. The mechanic had just informed her that she needed to replace both water pumps in her car and had given a price for her to do this. And like a lot of us would do, hopefully. She wanted to call somebody just for to check it out. I mean, I don't know. I always, when I go to mechanics, I'm always kind of hesitant to believe them right off the bat. Fortunately, unfortunately, I'll say first off, she didn't have anybody to call. Remember, her husband is deployed and obviously not able to answer the phone if he even had one wherever he was at. So she called the law firm, and the attorney talked to her that minute. And after explaining all of this about her car and the two water pumps and the price and all of that, he took all of this information down, took actually the information of where she was at and the mechanic's name, the name of the shop, all of those information. And when she got off the phone with him, the attorney called that mechanic in the shop, and he was um, quite knowledgeable, at least in my opinion. He knew a lot more about this, and he reminded the mechanic that there was no car in the world, not just in the United States, but in the world, that had two water pumps. And therefore, he expected this mechanic to get this woman's car fixed quickly and correctly and right away and as inexpensively as possible. And if not, he would see to it that this shop and this mechanic specifically was investigated, because he was sure this is not the first veteran or first military wife, first person in general that he had tried this trick with. And, the fact, I mean, obviously, there's a lot of attorneys who would not have even taken the call right away, because obviously this was a timely issue. But also, this is just wrong in so many levels. I mean, pretty much every single level. But that this attorney would step in and deal with it so quickly and so dramatically that I was really impressed that with his care. And I know our attorneys are seriously wanting to help us, but I mean, to me, this was almost above and beyond what a lot of people would have even thought of to do. So I was really, this story really struck home with me. I have a son who goes deployed often, and I know when his wife and kids are home alone, I'm concerned with what things are happening. And so I really appreciated that the attorney would step in, like, especially this dramatically, and take charge.
We all need someone that we can lean on, and that is that story really gets me again on many levels. And I am so glad that this person had somebody to call. And I kind of think along the lines of, with Project Die Hard, part of why it exists here is, if you really need to reach out to somebody with what's going on in your life, there is somebody there that can help in some way, something, whether it's to listen, to talk, to share a resource. We all need some help along the way. And I'm so grateful for what you're able to do for people. And I do see Kurt's joining us here as well. So I want to bring him in right away so he can say hello and join the conversation. So welcome aboard, Kurt. How you doing? I'm not sure if he's got his sound ready to go yet here, but while we're waiting for him to come on in, Debbie, can you share, how would somebody get a hold of you if they have questions and want to know more? How would they reach out?
I can actually give you my phone number if it works.
Sure.
Okay. My
Whatever
phone
you prefer.
is 816-529-6254. And I'm glad to talk to any of your people that are interested in helping. And I'm excited to see all the ways that your community is able to, as you said, there's always somebody that they can reach out to and connect with. And a lot of times that's all they need, is just somebody to listen or bounce ideas off of, maybe direct them to somebody else who can be of assistance in their specific needs. So that's a great benefit for the group.
And I know we've met a lot of people through Happy Neighborhood Project, through the networking we do with the different groups. And I know that's how you and I met, just through networking like that. And that's where it's amazing when I think about all the people we've encountered over the last handful of years, how we do have a lot of resources at almost at our fingertips. Some really are at our fingertips. Some are, I met this guy. I know we met him a year ago on a networking event. Do you remember who he is? Can you help me? Because this is what he did. And that's where having those resources, getting to know people, finding there's so much out there. If we can compile that together in what we can have and actually be able to share that, so that again with Project Die Hard here and what we're able to share with our vets, and to be a resource, to be a place to turn when you have a question, when you have a need of some sort, and with what you're able to do with the legal help and identity protection, that's a big piece. So well, and Kurt, are you on that? You want to come on in and say hello?
Of course, I want to come in and say hello. How are we doing? Thank you, Debbie, for coming on. We were just at an H&P posting party, and so we invited the handful of people to join us over here, and Debbie was our only taker. So here we go. We got Debbie to support, but we're going to keep getting that H&P posting party a prize to this idea of, say, as a suggestion, this first Monday of every month to kind of get some happy business networking flair in here in Mission Monday. H&P is where I originally indirectly met Brian Gibson, first someone that we networked with a few years ago, connected to me and invited me on a Facebook live stream. And then Brian was invited to be on that. I didn't know it. I was on there first and talking away, and but basically through this other mutual contact, I got introduced to Brian, and here we are almost a few years later. So the saga lives on.
Excellent. I know, because we all have a way in somehow, right? We all got introduced somewhere along the way, and really that ended up being my way in too. Obviously, with Kurt having met Brian at do you remember who that was? I'm trying to think back now. What podcast you would have been on? Not sure if you even remember anymore.
Yeah, not off the top of my head. I'd have to look up her name and everything. I kind of remember her personality and the experience of it, but yeah, her name escapes me right now. So.
Yeah, well, and that's why I think these podcasts are so important, to share information and to be able to share with the world what's all going on. And again, Project Die Hard Mission Monday update. We are here every Monday night at 6:30 because we do have a lot going on, have so much to share, and to be able to share the great resources along the way here with the friends that we've had the privilege of getting to know here, like through the Happy Neighborhood Project. I know that we we officially are Santa approved here at Project Die Hard as well. And I know Santa Papa John had an event earlier today as well. I think you both were on there. Do you want to share a little bit about what that all is?
Well, Santa's getting some more new ideas. So he's going to start reading books on his YouTube channel. So that will be pretty exciting to have him spending that time with a book as he reads it to our children, if you can connect him to. So that will be a new thing. And of course, it's Christmas in July in a lot of places. And so there's a lot of things to remind us that it's Christmas. And he did remind us that it was 176 days until Christmas. So some of us, Mrs. Claus is quite busy because she not only has his bag to fill, but she also donates many blankets and maybe mittens or hats, scarves. I don't know what all, but she donates a lot of things as well to different groups there in their, well, not the North Pole, but where some of the other locations where Santa might be. But anyway, time is running out. So for this grandma who has 18 grandchildren, I was thinking I maybe need to get busy.
18. Okay. Well, you made me think here. You mentioned that you do have, was it a son that's in the military?
Yes.
Excellent. Is he still active military now?
He's in the Air National Guard. He's been there for about over 18 years. So.
Oh, wow. Excellent. Well, so as a mother of someone in the military, what kind of worries have you had along the way? Because I am not in that position. I haven't experienced that. What types of things cross your mind having a child that's in that position?
Well, he has been in the Middle East multiple times, and occasionally one time he was actually requested, I'm not sure which, but he went to, from the country where he was to another country that he was very happy to leave. And none of them, they had to repeat. My son works on the C-130s, and they had a plane down in this country. And so he was there, and he and the pilot and whoever else was with them are like staying right close to the plane. And as soon as the pilot had slept his number of required hours, and they could get out of the country, they left. And so he was happy to leave there and doesn't plan to, hopefully doesn't go back to that country. One time as they were coming home, because he travels with the C-130 when they go to wherever they're deploying. As they were coming home from the Middle East, they were forced down in a country where we actually had supposedly good relations, but the country thought that their plane had veered off into their airspace, and so they were forced down and spent, I don't know how many days or hours at least there in the country waiting for approval to leave. Those are a couple of stories that I will remember for a long time. So
I think there's a lot of parents always worry about their kids, but there's a different level of concern with that type of situation. Wow. So is that the kind of thing you typically would find out after the fact then? I assume you don't really know what's happening while it's happening.
Yeah, no, it was, after he was home, we found out those interesting stories. So
Wow.
we he has given us he'll give us a tracking thing so we can watch his plane go the last year or so we've had that. So I don't know whether it just came available to parents, not, but so sometimes that's good and sometimes not so good, when especially if had been watching it get forced down in this country, we would probably have freaked out. But so yeah, it's mostly after the fact. But
so did the holidays change for you a little bit? I think about things like Memorial Day and Independence Day coming up here in a few days. Did those change in meaning at all for you after having a close family member in the military, or has this always been something that's been a high priority in your family prior to that? Or I'm just curious if there was any difference for you.
Well, it's been a priority. One of my great uncles was in World War II and was injured, and so in my county in Nebraska, there's a flag that's placed in our memorial park every military holidays. So Memorial Day, Veterans Day, those kind of 4th of July with his name. So it had a little bit of important. I mean, it had some extra importance because of that. But it does take on a whole nother meaning. Sorry, now that we have a son who's definitely military, and the wives and the kids. That also is interest has a whole nother level. It gives me some extra. It's not just mom and dad concerned, but also wives and how they have things to deal with. I guess one of the one major thing that I remember, his youngest daughter was probably 3 or 4 years old, and he came home from deployment, and she got to go with mom because the other girls were in school. And of course, she was pretty excited. She had "Welcome Home, Daddy," and "Best Day Ever" was her sign, I guess. Of course, she had it upside down, which was like,
That's adorable.
precious grandma a moment. But anyway, so she's dragging him away from the plane and the line of all the other soldiers, which is pretty cool. However, that night when she went to bed, Daddy went to bed, blah, blah, blah. But the next morning she got up and Daddy was already gone. He had gone to actually fix Mom's car, but in little girl mind, she was thinking that meant Daddy had already deployed again and was like gone. And I mean, she lost it. She's just like, oh, my goodness, she's crying like crazy. And fortunately, Daddy came home in a few hours and helped calm down the whole situation. But our military need our prayers and our help, but even and that includes their families, those wives and children, and even those little bitty ones that we think, they maybe don't understand all of it, definitely don't understand all of it, and get a lot of things confused, but definitely need our hugs and be there for them. So that's what a great thing that this is going to be, or is already, that there's always somebody there that they can contact and talk with and get those connections. That's great.
Excellent. Well, I know we've got Independence Day coming up, 4th of July holiday. I know so many of us, me included, over the years, kind of take for granted the whole meaning of 4th of July. Why is it so important? And to celebrate Independence Day, especially since working with Brian and working with Project Die Hard, it does have a different level of meaning in my mind. There's so much more there, and I think if you open your eyes and pay attention to what's all going on with our military, with our veterans, you do tend to take the different flavor in it. It's not just the parades and the fireworks and all. Oh, it's all a fun party. It's a day off for work and all that. There's a reason we celebrate, like a reason that we celebrate. There's so many that have gone before us and have sacrificed and have given their all for all of us.
Right. Well, and it makes that statement, our freedoms aren't actually free, and we take advantage of the free part and forget the cost that it has cost a lot of our families here in the United States in the past. It's cost a lot. So it's never free, no matter, it's maybe free to you, but it has come with a very high cost. So
Absolutely agree. And I know, Kurt, I've been doing a lot of talking. I want to make sure you have a chance to share your thoughts here today, as well as we are approaching our holiday with Independence Day coming up, which actually also is marking the end of our Fill the Can whole Fill the Can project fundraiser, the piece that we've been doing since Memorial Day. There's the big challenge actually that's been going on. There's been some head-to-head challenges taking place. I'm excited to find out who is winning in the race of who's raising the most money through this Fill the Can challenge. And it's not too late. The whole thing is running again. It was started on Memorial Day and is running through Independence Day. I mean, patrons are needed. We will always be gladly accepting any donations along the way, because that is how this runs. This is how Project Die Hard stays in existence is through the money raised. And anyone who has any leads for sponsorships or corporate anything, we're eyes are open. We are looking for those types of things. But really, the farther and wider we can cast the net of sharing out the need for patrons with what we're doing, ideally, if we could get people who are looking at the $22 a month and actually would commit to that, that would be absolutely amazing. And I'm going to give a quick shout out here. I see Vets and Cops Outdoors listening in. Love it. Welcome, and so glad you are here. Wade, you are awesome. Thanks for sharing and letting us know you guys are there. That's beautiful. So we are here every Monday night at 6:30 to share out what the latest and greatest is with Project Die Hard. And actually, I was just about to turn this over to Kurt to find out what else is on your mind. So Kurt, come on in.
Well, for sure, this is an exciting time for Project Die Hard, and did actually through our helper Emily. She reminded me that Irene Voxberg is who we give credit to. That the Roskopfs are here, and we got this inroads with Debbie and everything going on that we have through our trail. With the Happy Neighborhood Project, we created with our friend Kathy Weaver this Happy Trail concept. That the idea is if we're spreading happiness, that you kind of share how you can participate with the Happy Neighborhood Project with somebody, and then you accomplish observing how they're bringing people into the happy communities. So here we're about spreading hope to veterans. So I want to parallel that with a hope trail. Let's create hope trails here for veterans, and let's really think about as we get these messages, as we get these videos. We had our friend Paul Valek from the Happy Neighborhood Project, who's very big on Google business profiles and so forth. And he was asking me, he was looking at the invite to join here, on the LinkedIn side and so forth. And he's like, how do I subscribe to this? He's like, he's seeing all the things to share what I shared, which is great, but he wanted to subscribe himself. So I gave him the YouTube, channel, and, that's what this takes. This takes sharing what we know. Even if it's one thing about maybe you only know the website, projectdiehard.org. Whatever it is that you share on behalf of Project Die Hard can go a long ways. The idea in nonprofit work is many hands make light work, and we definitely need your hands. This is an all hands on deck initiative. I really propose that I'm not comfortable with anybody saying, oh, it's great news, great to see, thanks for doing it, Debbie and Sue and Kurt and Brian. Thank you guys for doing it. Like, we're taking care of it. And it's like, no, folks, if we were taking care of it, the suicide rate of veterans would be going down. We have not seen, since the awareness of 15 years ago started to emerge, we have not seen it downtick like ever. It's been on the rise since, through the Veterans Administration, we paid attention to where we're at, with veteran suicide. So nobody can. The President of the United States of America can't, say that, he's got it handled. Nobody in the VA can say they got it handled. Nobody in the world can say that we've got the veteran suicide issue handled anywhere in the world. So that's what this is about. We have a chance to do something patriotic, so that's the tie-in with Independence Day, with our date of July 4th, and in this, global community, like today, we're celebrating, a similar type of thing in Canada, with our, resource partner, the Disability Channel out of Toronto, so our Toronto team, is participating with the rest of Canada and the world in celebrating this milestone in Canadian history. So in a few days, it'll be the USA Day, so to speak, in international circles. And let's really take a look at what these things mean in the world history. with imperialism and territorialism and fighting for the land and occupying the world, and how we all do that, and so to me, for a notion to our children that, peace is possible, important. The simple idea of sharing a smile. Again, when I met Sue in college, she introduced herself to a group in the Icebreaker as Smiling Sue. And here we do have Santa Papa John. Santa Papa John, thank you for your service in, marketing and, in humanitarianism and just being a do-gooder, because that is important. We have our friend Barry Shore, barryshore.com. He's our ambassador of joy. And Santa Papa John had a tremendous experience, outreaching to hundreds of thousands of people through Barry Shore. Like, oh my goodness, the sleigh is now fueled. Santa Papa John's able to tour the world with our ambassador, Barry Shore. And he talks about good-looking people. So Santa Papa John, as you know, with Barry Shore, we recognize you as good looking because we know you're always looking for the good, Santa Papa John. And that's what we want to do with others. We want to inspire others to keep looking for the good and to stay good looking people. What do you think, Santa Papa John? What's on your mind right now?
Absolutely. Well, I got into the conversation just as you were having trouble with your rubber band there, that it wasn't wound tight enough, and there was some little glitching on your voices there. But I won't tease you too bad about winding that rubber band too tight, because you're on a good positive roll to create some positivity in this mission that we all strive to encourage and people to contribute to, and not only just money. It's not just a money thing, because there is some serious growth that is happening in Illinois right now that needs manpower, women power, mental power, physical power. And I think what I've seen in the posts and read in some of the posts, there was a big announcement last week where a VFW contributed a major contribution, which is just absolutely fantabulous to the mission. And that brought a lot of spark and a lot of positive light to not only the people's faces that are involved in this mission, but the power of the light in this mission. And it's on its way to do many, many, many positive good things.
With the power of the light in this mission. I love that statement. That is beautiful. Oh, there's I don't want to say little things, but there are little things that happen along the way that are a spark in what's going on. I know the first Wednesday of the month is when there's a breakfast that takes place in Paducah, Kentucky, actually, which means it's the first Wednesday of the month. It's only 2 days from now. Today is Monday. On Wednesday, July 3rd, veterans and really anybody can go and break bread with our vets. Veterans will eat free at the IHOP in Paducah, Kentucky. So if you are in the area at all, anywhere nearby, and you're able to hop on over. The plan works. Didn't even mean to do that. But hop on over there to the IHOP. You're going to remember it now.
There you go. Absolutely. You don't even need a sleigh ride. Just hop over there. Yep, there you go.
Exactly. So they'll be there from 7 a.m. until 9:30 a.m. And it's a great opportunity to just be with our veterans and enjoy time, enjoy your breakfast together. And that is something too that we're always looking for sponsorships for that, because again, our veterans eat for free, but somebody's paying for it, right? So we could use those donations to help even with that. Sponsorship could be specifically for that. If you appreciate what that importance is, there are folks that have been going to that ongoing here for a long time, and they look forward to it. And wait a second, that sounds an awful lot like the mission of Project Die Hard, providing hope to veterans. That includes looking forward to something. This is something that our vets look forward to get together that once a month for that breakfast. It sounds like, it's like you're, oh, we're getting together for breakfast. It almost kind of sounds like a small, no, that is not a small thing. How is it when you are getting together with a bunch of friends? You look forward to that, right? This
Absolutely.
is a big deal. So I'm hoping word's out there and people will come and enjoy that event. It's every month, first Wednesday of the month. So remember, share it out, let people know. If you know somebody in the area there, tell them about it. Sometimes you just need an excuse to go out to eat, right?
Absolutely. And even if you don't need an excuse, you can go out and have pancakes. Everybody likes pancakes. What is going
Yeah, it's
on?
delicious.
With green happening here.
It's clashing with your red a little. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe it's enhancing it a little. Awesome. And I'd want to make a mention here too, Santa Papa John, you have your own podcast you're doing now as well. You want to just share real quick what that is and when?
Well, we're networking with Santa on the first and the third Mondays from 5 o'clock till 6 p.m. Central Time. And we're getting together and having some giggles and laughs and sharing some good stories about positivity and happiness and joyfulness. So if you want to come and share some great stories, you want to do some great networking, first and third Mondays at 5 p.m. Central. And I'm sure Kurt will put the link on it, and you can watch for the announcements on all the social medias.
Excellent. Hey, you guys want to meet Santa? You just got your in. Go and join him on the first and third Mondays. It's actually just before this. So that's from 5 until 6 p.m. and we start here at 6:30. So if you're looking for a fun way to spend your Monday evenings, we got you covered.
Because Tuesday someone's on the water skis, I understand, and they're having a lot of fun doing that too.
Got that right. It is ski season for us. If you don't know that about us, we are water skiers and we do put on our ski shows at Pewaukee Lake, and we've got a great summer we're in the middle of right now. Yeah, we're out there on the lake practicing every Tuesday, shows every Thursday. Plus, we have some events that are adaptive, and there's a lot. Over the years, we've met quite a few vets that have joined us, and there's another group called Adaptive Adventures that is specifically working with our veterans and providing opportunities for different sporting activities. So if you're not familiar with them, that's another one to look up. If you like, they do a lot of downhill skiing, they do a lot of water skiing, rock climbing. I don't even know what all kayaking. There's a lot of different opportunities through them. It's a great organization. The name again, Adaptive Adventures. So maybe that's somebody we should have on here sometime soon too. I haven't reached out to them for a while. They would be great to come on here. So, okay, mental note. And I'm seeing a note here from Wade. It's like, oh yeah, wish you were closer. Would love to join y'all. We're on the edge of, oh my gosh, you're like a Wisconsinite here. You got a name of the Okefenokee Swamp in Georgia. I don't know if I got that right or not. We've got some similar kind of names. We got like Oconomowoc and Waukesha and all these fun names here too. So Okefenokee, I think I got that right. I'm going to have to look that up now to see exactly where you are. I love it. Glad we are reaching far and wide here and getting out to Georgia. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. And I know we are coming up on the end, but I want to just give everybody a chance to share a final thought. So,
well,
Kurt,
let's jump on that gentleman that just made the comment. Tell your friends that you've seen this and you thought it was great conversation. Tell your friends, because we'll accept anybody. I mean, we even accept Kurt on here. So, I mean, we'll accept anybody on here worldwide if they want to come and tell a story. They want to contribute. There's no cutting off of, limitations of anywhere distance wise or anywhere in the world. You're welcome to come and contribute, because this is a worldwide phenomenon. We are building one step at a time.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And Wade, thank you. You said close enough. I appreciate that. Give me some grace. I need that. We all need that. So we are here always on our Monday nights, and we are doing what we can to provide hope to veterans and to share the mission that we are all here together. And Kurt, I'm going to pass that mic back over to you.
Yeah, well, I guess we always try to finish off with the thought of, the possibilities of veterans being in suicide ideation, don't stand by for, our lives and what's going on in front of us. So we like to send a message out there that if we are reaching any veteran in struggles and battling the demons and in that point of contemplation, that we just want to send that message of love and peace, and just asking all veterans out there that if you're in that tough place, being drawn into the darkness, to try to hear what we're saying, and to reach out to us. We know that Brian, is always about that. If we're in the middle of these things and that phone rings, he always talks to those veteran calls coming in rather than any other business of Project iHeart, because it is the bottom line. Are we saving you or not? So definitely be in touch with us, and we're happy to do anything we can with you. And for all our supporters out there, every idea is valid. Reach out to me, Kurt, Kurt, at projectiheart.org. Give me a call or text me on my Google Voice line, 262-372-1754. We are here to do this all day long, every day. And Sue and I used to be EMTs. So anytime that the clock strikes, we're here to receive your inquiries and your communications. And that's what it's all about. Now is the time. Back to you, Sue.
Excellent. Well, and Santa Papa John, thank you so much for joining us. Any last thoughts you want to share with us tonight?
Just keep the mission going. People, don't ever give up on yourself. I mean, if you're a veteran out there and you're even if you're not a veteran and you're going through some thoughts that maybe you need to talk to someone, reach out. I've done my fair share of talking to people as well, and I would not be hurt if you called me at 2 o'clock in the morning because you needed to talk. Or I've had many children reach out to me. I need a ride home because I'm a little bit. So I mean, there's no difference between that and talking to someone that's maybe in a tough spot. The more we can do, the more we can help, the more we can assist, the more we can just help with some disillusional thinking processes might be enough to change someone's life.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Santa Papa John. I'm so glad you're here with us. So glad that you are on board with what we all have going on here with Project iHeart. I want to say a thank you again to Debbie Miller for joining us and all that she brings forward with her knowledge and opportunities here with Legal Shield, and what a difference that service can make for all of us. And I really appreciate her time and her thoughts here tonight as well. And Brian, as always, off doing his my gosh, such a busy week. The guy wears so many hats. we need to see what we can do to bring in more volunteers here and help make this mission grow. We are everywhere. It's not just if you're in Paducah, Kentucky. It's not just there's another hat. We are worldwide. we are far and wide. I know the mission right now currently has a lot going on in Kentucky and in Illinois, but like me personally, I'm in Wisconsin. Well, me and Kurt, he's downstairs right now. So we're in Wisconsin and we're still here. I know I can pound on the floor here. We have to have a distance a little bit here so we're not getting echoes going on. But really, distance does not have to hinder anything. That makes things that much better because we can share more where we are as well and can still get together just like this. We still are connected, and I appreciate what everybody brings forward to us here. And I do see another note here from Wade. It says, we at Vets and Cops Outdoors do everything we can to help our American heroes. After COVID, we lost most of our donors. I appreciate what you're all doing for my brothers and sisters. Awesome. Wade, thank you so much. I appreciate what you guys have all done here as well. And we should connect. My email, I put Sue on here this time. I usually write Susan because that's my email address here, susan@projectdiehard.org. Feel free to reach out. I'd love to chat more and see what we can all do with the expertise and things that you're doing, and to see where we may be able to help our vets connect and do. Oh, there you go. Kurt's helping me out. Thanks, honey. So see what we can do. You never know. There might be a good fit here for what you already are doing and what you know. Maybe we can all work together and make this that much better together. So you guys, this has been awesome. What a great night. We, again, are here every Monday night for the Project Die Hard Mission Monday update. We will be back here again next Monday, 6:30 p.m. Central. And if, again, reach out. Let's see what we can do together to keep things growing. Again, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all you do. Until